Taurus, yeah, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Please apply this energy to where it resonates in your life. It's not about the examples I give, it's how it resonates in your life. This is your reading. There's no time specifically, that's why I don't put a date on it. It comes to you when you're ready to hear the message. Remember, Taurus, that I just totally went blank. I'm going to go over the astrology. I think that that's what I need to talk to you guys about. It's overwhelming energy. What's happening to Venus is quite dramatic and cathartic, liberating. Also, what's going on in the first house of Taurus I just gotta say this to you. Whatever secrets you're keeping, whatever things you were hiding, those things about you, those hidden pleasures that you have been trying to keep secret, by the end of this week, you don't give a fuck about keeping them secret anymore. They are coming out, and they're coming out through your volition. Right now, Venus is in Scorpio, and she is also sextile to Pluto. That is extremely obsessive, sensual, sexual, taboo-oriented, having secret love affairs, hiding money away, having secret little stashes, like very secretive kind of energy. There's something going on that's very secretive, probably because of all these changes that are going on with you right now. Right? The changes are coming from the first house, changes in yourself, changes in who you are, in what you value, in what you think about, in how you think about things. And there's a lot of, I need to be keeping all of these desires private right now. Whatever that means for you, you're going to get liberated from that, because Venus is, during this week, going to enter Sagittarius. I would not be surprised if this energy, especially around the full moon that just passed, was so intense for you, it overwhelmed you and maybe short-circuited you in a way. Because full moons want you to release. They want you to get rid of things because new things want to come in. And there's an insistence on holding on. There's an insistence on continuing to hide. And in some situations, maybe even deceive, so that you can keep up an illusion of something. You, no matter what emotional impact or effect that has had on you, that energy has had on you, this week Venus moves along with Mercury, like the next day, into Sagittarius, which is a blabbermouth. She also stops being in opposition to Uranus, so there's not that tension of insisting on changing, not having a choice, or being odd or feeling peculiar about yourself, or about the situation, or what you like or what you desire, and not being really able to accept it and incorporate it into how you view who you are. And she's also sort of liberated from this sextile with Pluto that makes things so intense that she feels like she has to cling to them or insist upon them or hide them. No more of that. There is total and complete liberation. In other words, you are finally free. Sagittarius, Venus going into Sagittarius may mean you may be investing in your money to finally leave or go somewhere or liberate yourself, come out, just say what you feel, and start studying or learning about different cultures or a higher education. This is such a liberating week after such an intense week that I feel really kind of drug you down into the dredges of who you are, who you thought you were, one versus the other, really challenging energy of being misunderstood, not even understanding who you are, and being so comfortable that everything was happening all at the same time. You try to hold it together so much, Taurus. Now you finally get to pop. Now you finally get to explode. Now you finally get to be liberated and not give a fuck. Because when Venus is in Sagittarius, she's free. She wants to be free. Freedom is essential for Venus in Sagittarius. That's what turns her on the most, is exploration, adventure, excitement, going places, doing things. I think there was such an intent to double down while Venus was in Scorpio. I will make this work. Like almost obsessively insisting upon something that was trying to get you to change. It's like the opposition was Uranus, right? Like change. I don't want to. I insist on staying this way. The level of degradation that creates internally, I don't have words for. So now this is getting to a place where you are freed from your own personal restrictions and personal judgments of yourself. And you can then kind of liberate yourself with this broader mindset and go after it. And maybe even travel, maybe even get yourself actually out of a situation. Tremendous energy. And for you, it may even feel like, I would say, what is it? I think it was Monday. What day of the week was it? Very lucky day, because Venus finally, toward the end of this week, comes into a beautiful aspect. I think it's trine to Jupiter while she is in Sagittarius. How more perfect is that, to be trine to Jupiter when you enter Sagittarius? And Mercury is right there with you. It is a very lucky, fortunate day for you, and you need it. Especially if you need to finally say something to somebody or get something off your chest. Or you need to listen to somebody or have somebody listen to you with a broad mind. Finally, it's almost like a huge light goes on after being pushed out of a huge tunnel. So if really, it's almost like you've been going through a birth canal the whole time. Like this full moon won't feel like a relief for you at all. You won't feel relief until the end of this week. So that's around next Thursday, when that trine between Venus and Jupiter forms and Venus is in Sagittarius. And then, holy shit, it's going to actually feel like you've taken a breath for the first time in probably months. Let's get into the cards. I know, it's like I had to get all that off my chest so bad that I couldn't speak before until I said it. It's that important, Taurus. Please remember, I always create an extended reading. That link is down below, and I hope that you will join me for it, because we really dive deep into details and dates and specifics, and it's off the hook. So please do consider that. Remember that I do these weekly videos, so if you want them fresh off the press, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. And I'll think of what else to say to you guys throughout. See the big picture. This is real Sagittarius energy. Now, this is Taurus energy, but it's also Taurus energy embodying Sagittarius energy, because Sagittarius energy is, I see the big picture. It's not about seeing into the future with Sagittarius or with Jupiter. It is about seeing the full perspective, the 360 degrees. It's about seeing outside of yourself and seeing how the whole world is impacted instead of just you. This is a very global perspective. This is also money opening up, finances opening up. Maybe finally you are able to look at things from a larger perspective. When I was doing Aries video, I likened this to doing a year over year. Like, don't just look at what's been happening in the past few months. Compare yourself to where you were 6 months ago, right? And then you'll get a better trajectory about where you may be headed 6 months from now. We have, you see clearly, it's like all of a sudden the lights go on. And it's this perspective. It's the widening your focus. There's a very myopic, almost obsessive quality to being sextile to Pluto, as well as being in Scorpio. This is not a comfortable situation for me. Venus, it's too intense. She likes to be lighter. This is like finally seeing the light again, or there is some clarity or some facts. Zoom out. You're missing something until you zoom out. But when you zoom out, it's like the whole world opens up, and now you're finally able to see clearly. Go up, go higher, and it's like the lights come on. It's coming out of the dark is what it is. And then we have trust in the magic. 6-6 implies relationships. So I think that there's maybe a new relationship that's beginning in your life, or potentially. maybe making it clear or bringing it to the surface, or this is some sort of magic. Trust the magic, White Raven Spirit. What does that mean? A new beginning. It's almost like now you know exactly what you want to do and where you want to head, and you're not afraid of it, and you're not afraid to say it out loud and announce it and commit to it. There's no more fear. This is really being the new you. The kind of energy that says, Taurus, now I'm the new version of me. I've emerged. The butterfly, the caterpillar is completely gone. White Raven Spirit. There's definitely some blessing here. I would love to let's get into the moon cards, shall we? I'm going to go over the astrology all throughout the reading, but right now we're going to get into the current situation, what's happening to you this week, and then I will project outward. If there's anything from the past that comes out, it will fall out, and that is definitely related to what's going on. The only time the past comes out is when it's related to something we need to know right now. But then we're going to get into predictive, okay? Into what's happening in the future. Conclusions are within reach. Shut the fuck up. We just had a full moon eclipse. So in other words, you decided this November 7th, 8th, and 9th. It's almost like conclusions are within reach. They're right there. Something was but it was, see, the thing about not being able to really commit to it around the full moon, it was that there was too much discomfort. It could have been actually physical discomfort for you guys. You're talking about this Uranus conjunct the moon happened in your first house. So it could have been physical discomfort, emotional discomfort, like not really feeling yourself, be like overpowered by all this new stuff coming up, or all these changes and all these surprises. But the surprises helped you decide. And once you're able to step back from them a little bit and take them, take them for face value and get a little perspective on them, believe me when I say, now you'll be certain. Now you'll be certain. How crazy is that moon comes out just after we had a full moon eclipse? That's almost exactly how I just saw a picture of the full moon eclipse on Instagram. This is almost exactly how it looked. So God, guide me exactly into what do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? What conclusions? So what conclusions was Taurus supposed to come to? Your creativity, that you're a creative powerhouse and that you have to move forward. This is also Sagittarius female. This is, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries feminine. This is somebody with a lot of confidence, a lot of sex appeal. Definitely conclusions about your sexuality or conclusions about your sexual desires, because the Devil card is here too. So those proclivities that you had, in other words, you decided to go ahead with it. You decided to go ahead with some temptations. What the fuck is that? Holy crap. And then we have Four of Pentacles, and now you feel kind of stuck. It's almost like now you're stuck because it's almost like, oh shit, if I move, people might find out about what I did. If I move, people might find out about the truth about something in my life, or this situation, there's a circumstance in my life that I gave into these temptations, and you enjoyed it. There's pleasure here. Whoa! Four of Pentacles is almost like kind of stuck, worried, right? Concerned. Maybe you felt you overspent. You gave it, like it could even be financial, right? I overspent. I'm spending too much. I gave into too many temptations. Oh shit, I don't want that bill. But the Magician is here, which means you're creating all of this. And you're at a time when it's just like, this is what I want. This is the world the way that I want it. This is how I've made it. It's almost like insane how powerful you are. Holy shit. What is this about? What is this about? Well, it's definitely about what you needed to do to maintain the things that you want. In other words, what was made clear to you is in order to get the life that I want? What adjustments do I need to make? And it's time to release negative energy, full moon in Scorpio. It wasn't in Scorpio, the zodiac sign, but it was in Scorpio the season. This is another full moon. 150, give me a second. It's time to release negative energy, those feelings of hurt and sad and suffering, those feelings of self-judgment. That's what it's time to release. The stuff that you had been afraid of, you'd been holding on to out of fear. Adjustments are required. It just means that, yeah, you have to make some alterations here to your tactic, but keep your vision, hold your vision, don't give it up. Maybe you were thinking about giving something up or walking the fuck away from something, right? And then you're like, no, it's like you rediscovered how to stick to your guns and assert yourself and make the decision to move forward, but move forward using different tactics, or I don't know, maybe using different resources. You didn't want to give up, but you definitely acknowledge that, okay, but things have to change. If I don't want to give up, the only way I can continue on this path is if I make the necessary adjustments. What are those necessary adjustments? One was to release negative energy, so shit that people held over you, all the secrets that you were keeping, because the more ashamed you are of something and the more secrets you have, the more other people can control you. So once you let that out and stop being afraid of it, it's almost like, fuck that shit. Like, I'm not afraid of you anymore, right? So confronting your demons. Also, I picked up on that a little bit. There were some challenges with finances and money. What were those challenges? You were out of balance. You had to bring your finances back into balance, and maybe in some way clearing it all out or taking money out. Maybe you took money out to help balance something out. What was this? Knight of Wands is you had an idea for your own creativity. You were creating something and you kind of just like exhausted all your resources, or there was maybe you were driven to do something that you had never done before because you needed the money. But it was all about, what is this? Knight of Wands. This is Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, male or masculine. Somebody who is very sexy, very sexual, very appealing, very confident. He's a creative genius. He likes to have things his way. This is looking at in the future. This came out in the future. Let me show you the cards. This came out in the future. Who is this man? It's almost like you wanted this person to be your future, but you thought that everything was exhausted. You thought, yeah, you had tried and tried and tried, and nothing had come of it. You used all your resources, and still you weren't harvesting. You weren't harvesting. But Six of Cups is here. You're going to harvest. Yeah, you wanted this person. You wanted this relationship. But it's almost like you thought you were just fucking worn out. You just had no more to give. And then we have, in reverse, something here, right? I told you it only comes out in the past if we need to know. Six of Wands. So you were embarrassed by something, or you were humiliated by something in the past, and maybe by this person or because of this person. You were very embarrassed by something. And so it became a secret and something that you decided to hide. And now it's almost like you're either channeling, this is very creative energy this week for you. So you're finding a way to channel all these experiences into something exceptionally creative. And it's giving you courage, and it's finding, and through creating something yourself, you're finding a way to stay on your trajectory, or stay in your industry, or stay doing what you love, but also participating it in a different way. Like, I don't have to just participate it in one way. I can participate in many ways. Like, say I want to be, a musician. You don't have to, you could be an organizer for events. You can create events. You don't have to be the lead singer in a band. Maybe you can learn an instrument, or you can organize band. Like, there's so many different ways. And I think that something embarrassing coming out was a huge fear that was, or you were maybe failure was a huge fear. You were suppressing it you are not suppressing it anymore. You've come out about it, but you've done it in a creative way and using creativity. You've liberated yourself, and you've also found a way forward in a situation that you didn't know how you were going to move forward in. This is almost like, you know, deciding instead of to me, it's almost like the Quentin Tarantino story where he went out to Hollywood to be an actor and he started making his own films, and look at how successful he's become. There's that kind of energy. It was like I'm not changing my goals. I'm going to change how I get there. Right? But you had to face your fear, and also you had to embrace aspects of yourself that for some reason you really were horrified about, or horrified people were finding out about, and now it's almost like you're revealing them in a creative way, in a way that will garner your attention and get people's respect and really become something successful. Now, this is also relationship issues, whatever you were going through, whatever somebody was keeping from the other, whatever was hidden. It's like, or whatever you were suppressing, or because you felt like that's the only way. If suppressing this is the only way that I can keep this up. Well, that's bullshit. You got done with that. There's a sense of that didn't work. And so once you allowed that negative energy to come out and to be vocalized, and you liberated yourself, it's almost like what wasn't working suddenly starts to work, or allowing yourself to be with who you want or who you're really attracted to. Oh, we're going to go deeper with this shit. I can't even believe this is... Okay. Let me first make an announcement. I am happy to announce that for the first time I'm going to be doing a live meet and greet. This is in celebration of the huge milestone Born Without Boundaries has achieved in reaching over 100,000 subscribers. And Astrology Motivation, that's my second YouTube channel. If you didn't know that I had one, I have one. My second YouTube channel, Astrology Motivation, go follow me there because I do live readings there every single day, Monday through Friday. It's doing well too. So this is a celebration of success. And so I'm getting a meet and greet together. I'm scheduling one in Austin, Texas, USA, March of 2023. It may be April of 2023. It's around the spring equinox. For those of you who can come. Okay, let's go back. I am going to create a poll because I want to get a ballpark estimate of who wants to come. There are two different ways that you can join in the celebration. One, actually physically be in Austin at the facility. We're going to have an 1.5-hour sound bath and meditation so that we can cleanse and heal before we get to meet each other and drink and talk and have a good time. So this is just it's a beautiful, beautiful event. And so either one, actually be at the facility, or two, join it through a live stream, so which is global. You can reach it, you can tap in from anywhere in the world, and there'll be a live chat too. So you let me know one of two ways which you'd be interested in. If you're not interested, you don't have to leave a comment. Now, without further ado, let's go over to the extended reading because I'm nosy and I can't wait to see more details. Let's go.